Ladies and gentlemen, we have a result in Class 9, heifer aged 8 months and under 12 months. First place to catalogue number 350, Mirabella Wild Rose, W35, exhibited by Rowan and Helen Bearcry. In second place, catalogue number 363, K5X Wilcoola, W144, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. In third place, catalogue number 359, Goldenfell's Miss Quicksilver, exhibited by Goldenfell's Angus. In fourth place, catalogue number 355, Pentire Tibby, exhibited by Justin Richards. And in fifth place, catalogue number 354, Hillview Wilma, exhibited by Danny Hill. I'd like to invite our judge, Mr. Marty Rowlands, to pass his comment on this class.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and before I pass my comments on this class, I'd like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank the Queensland Angus group for inviting me along here to judge at such a prestigious event such as the 150th year for RNA. It's really a tremendous showing here of cattle here on our first class this morning, but I did want to pass my thanks and gratitude for the invitation. And the heifer that I've gone with on in first place here today, if we lead off, thanks. I think she's just a wonderfully put together heifer. She's balanced, she's good and clean through that shoulder, and she carries that tremendous neck extension and length of body, which I look for in my females. Tremendous volume through that back end, and she's good on those feet and legs. And sometimes it's difficult to get those potties moving so well in these first couple of classes, but she does that so fluently. And it's all this wonderful package in that female that's placed her over the heifer second. She's a heifer that's going through a little bit of a funny stage, but you can see all the qualities in this female. I love that laid-in shoulder, and she's good in behind the shoulder. Again, tremendous volume through that back end, and she's very well put together. It's a little bit extra softness of body and makeup, which has placed her over a big volume female, growthy female in third place. Again, good and fluent on those feet and legs, just giving a little bit away in that natural thickness and softness as opposed to the female above her. But again, she's got tremendous length of body and femininity, and a real credit to the breed of that heifer. It's that little bit extra growth that placed her over the heifer that I've got in fourth place. Again, lovely stylish female, and that carries that lovely front end. Probably not as smooth on those legs as the female that I've got in third place, but again, you've got to admire the length of body and that lovely laid-in shoulder in that female. She's just a little bit better through that back end, and a little bit more volume and natural thickness as opposed to the female that I've got in fifth. But I've got her in fifth place because she hasn't had the same preparation of the females above her, but you can see the natural style and capacity in this female. She's really well put together, and as I was saying in that first heifer, sometimes it's really difficult to get these potties to stride out really well, but I think she's put together extremely well, and I think as we see her mature out, we'll see her free up in those hinds. But wonderful start to the Angus here this morning.
Thank you very much, Marty. And well done pulling out that biggest class today and separating them out. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank our showgirl contestants for presenting the ribbons in that class. We had Miss Bridie Moore from the Longreach Show Society, and she's representing Central and Northwest Subchamber. We had Poppy Jane Todd from the Bow Desert Show Society, and she's representing Southeast Subchamber. And we have Vanessa Bevan as well from the Bundaberg Show Society, representing the Burnett Subchamber. So we'd like to congratulate those showgirl entrants and wish them luck for this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are chasing catalogues, they're over the other side of the ring near the bar area. We now have Class 10, heifer aged 12 months and under 16 months, and we have catalogue numbers 366 through to 379 to parade. We have three withdrawals in this class, catalogue numbers 367, 368 and 369. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of advertisements just while we're judging this class. Remember to pop by the Suncorp Bank Hospitality Marquee for a delicious sandwich, available for cash or FPOS donation, with funds raised benefiting the Toowoomba's Hospital Foundation. Everyone welcome. So please support Suncorp Bank and their Hospitality Marquee today. If you're looking for a feed, we have plenty of places open. On Machinery Hill, there's the 4X Stockman's Bar and Grill, the Woolworths Steak Bar, Railway Cafe, and the Dairy King Soft Serve. There's also hot donuts and coffee open on level 1 of the Large Animal Pavilion, and King Street also has lots of tasty options for you to try. And save big at the Just Country and Ariat store in the John Reid Pavilion. Exclusive Big Week deals on denim tees, hoodies, western shirts, caps, gear bags and more today only. Ladies and gentlemen, also pop by the Somerville House Marquee from until 4 p.m. today. They're supporting the lead steer competition as well as the stud beef hen and have special giveaways. So head over for a chat. Ag Force is also here on the main arena during Beef Week judging with activities for kids, badge making, careers information and more. Make sure to drop by and see them. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Angus ring, a result in Class 10, heifer aged 12 months and under 16 months. First place to catalogue number 379, Mirabella Winston Diamond, exhibited by Rowan and Helen Bearcry. In second place, catalogue number 372, Killian Blackcap May, exhibited by Luke Spencer. And in third place, catalogue number 376, Dales W13, exhibited by the Smithson Farms. I'd like to invite our judge, Mr. Marty Rollins, to pass his comment on this class.
Thanks, Candice. And what an interesting class this was. And, certainly some variation in type in these females. But the two females up on top, wow, there's some capacity in these females. And it took a little bit of splitting, and we went back to bare basics there to split these two. And the female that I've gone with on top, tremendous depth of body and wonderful shape in the rib in this female. Really, really well set up underneath, and she's mobile enough. But crikey, I love that front end on this female. She just carries that so well. The way she parades and the way she just carries, she's just so well balanced. She's just a little bit fuller in behind the shoulder, which is what should place her over a very powerful female in second place. A female that I really admire for her capacity. She's just not as free on those hinds as a heifer and bub, but she's, again, a lovely front end. She gives away a little bit back in behind the shoulder, which has placed her in second place here together. But you can see she's a lovely, stylish female, and a female that offers plenty of versatility. But, yeah, just giving a little bit in behind the shoulder, giving away a little bit in behind the shoulder. But, again, lovely capacity in that female. The female that I've got in third place, just a little tighter through the heart girth section. But again, a wonderful top line on this female. She's well on the way, production. We can see that good and clean through that shoulder. And I really love the neck extension of this female. Just giving a little bit of scale away as opposed to the two females that I've got up on top. But you've got to admire that real clean femininity that this female offers. A tremendous group of three females. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Melissa Towner from Rouse Mill in New South Wales, a commercial Angus breeder, for sashing those winners. Ladies and gentlemen, it takes us to the judging of Class 11, heifer aged 16 months and under 20 months. Catalogue numbers 380 through to 387 to please parade, and if you're following along, catalogue number 386 has been withdrawn. Ladies and gentlemen, the JBS butcher truck is rolling in with live carcass breakdowns and tasty beef samples from 11:30 a.m. today. See expert butchers in action and learn about your favourite cuts. It's a must-try experience for all. And I would also like to acknowledge Stock Live is proud to be supporting Ekka by bringing 2026 Ekka Beef Week cattle events live to screens across the country. Every ring, every breed, every day. To tune into the live action, go to stocklive.com.au. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 11, heifer aged 16 months and under 20 months. First place to catalogue number 387, Black Scotch Doris, exhibited by D&A McLucas. In second place, catalogue number 385, Destiny Wonder of Thrills, exhibited by Scone Grammar School. And in third place, catalogue number 382, The Station Economy X, exhibited by AJ and M. Scrivener. I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on this class of heifers.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very interesting class here. And to be honest, probably not my ideal female in this class, but what I've had to do is make up with what I've got and work out which female is more flexible for me to make decisions if they were my females to breed with. The female that I've gone with on top is probably the cleanest through her body and shape and makeup. Tremendous head on this female. I really love the softness and kind eye in this female. You can see she carries that beautiful neck extension into a lovely shoulder, good in behind the shoulder, tremendous length of body and plenty of room through that back end. I think she's going to have an udder there that's going to be around for a long time. Lovely teat placement on this female, and she's clean enough on that movement. She's a little bit, when you get behind it, believe it or not, she's a little bit flatter in her makeup through that pelvis area as opposed to the female in second place, which has put her in up over the female that I've got in second. A female you got to admire for the performance and capacity in this female, but in seeing that, when you compare those first two, she doesn't have that same teat and udder placement as the female on first place, but I think she's adequate through that region and she moves out quite well. When you get behind those two females, she's giving a bit away through that pin region, which is what has put her over the female that I've got in third place. The female in third place, a different shape female to what I've been seeing most of the day, and it was a very difficult decision to pull her from the back line with the other females. But she's a female that offers a little bit of versatility. She's enough power, and I think you'd see bulls bred from this female every other day. She just doesn't have that same beautiful feminine makeup through that front end, and certainly doesn't have the capacity of the two females through that hind quarter as what we've seen in the two above her. But a female that I've brought into the third place because of her capacity and her ability to be a little bit more versatile than the females that I've got down the back. I think you breed bulls from that female every other day. So congratulations to those three.
Thank you, Marty, and I'd like to thank sashing those ribbons, Mr. Warren Salter, the chairperson of Queensland Angus, and Warren's from U8J Cattle Co. Angus at Dolby. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Angus ring, we move to the judging of the 2026 Junior Champion and Reserve Junior Champion heifer. We have catalogue numbers 350, 379 and 387 now parading, and catalogue numbers 363, 372 and 385 ready in case required for judging of reserve. we'll have catalogue number 363 entering the ring for judging of reserve. And ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 Angus Junior Champion Heifer goes to catalogue number 350, Mirabella Wild Rose, exhibited by Rowan and Helen Bearcry. And our Reserve Junior Champion Heifer, catalogue number 363, K5X Will Cooler, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. I'd like to thank sashing of the Junior Champion and Reserve Junior Champion Heifer, Mr. Scott Wright. He's the CEO of Angus Australia. And I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on his Junior Champion Heifers.
Thanks for that. And look, it was a very easy decision for me to place this baby heifer in the Junior Championship here today. Quite easily the best put together heifer in the group that we've seen here this morning. Her lovely shoulder, beautiful neck extension on this female, and she goes back right up into a beautiful broad muzzle and that lovely kind eye. She's good behind the shoulder, tremendous length of body and tremendous softness in this female, and I've got a lot of time for her. The volume in this female, when you compare her against the other two that were down the back line here, you know, she's got 2 ribs more than the female in the middle there, and she's just got so much more natural thickness than the female that from the older class. But in saying that, she's so soft and very well put together, and I think that female, she's going to be in a herd for a very long time. Our reserve champion, similar style, but again, she's good on those feet and legs, and you see the length of body in this female. I just think she's just not there yet as you know, when we're talking, you know, the same outlook as a female that I've got in champion. But you can see this female, the amount of natural capacity and volume and the flexibility that we see in this female is a little bit better than the females that I've left behind there. I think she offers us a little bit more versatility in our joining options, but you know, she has all the original makeup that we look for in our seed stock females. I think she's going to be here for a long time, and you know, she again, that big broad muzzle. But I just want to make note of the female that I've left down the back here. Look at the tremendous depth of body that I've left that female back there. For mine, she just was a 1 rib too short. If we could just put another rib on that female, she's got exactly that same front end that I look for in my own females at home. But, you know, giving away that little bit of rib has just put her down there today. But I want to make a special note, the tremendous depth of heart girth in that female and that wonderful head in her. It's unfortunate she just didn't have that little bit extra length of body. But I'm extremely happy with the 2 females I've got here in the championship and the versatility they offer the breeders. Congratulations on those 2 exhibits.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Angus ring, we move to the judging of our junior bull classes. First class is Class 12, bull aged 8 months and under 12 months. We have 2 withdrawals in this class, catalogue numbers 388 and 392. And if we could have catalogue numbers 389 through to 397 to please parade. Ladies and gentlemen, resulting Class 12, bull aged 8 months and under 12 months. First place to catalogue number 390, Bundagara Dream Wildcard, exhibited by Bundagara Angus. In second place, catalogue number 394, K5X Western Star, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. In third place, catalogue number 396, Hillview Whiskey and Dry, exhibited by Danny Hill. And in fourth place, catalogue number 397, Mirabella Wizard, exhibited by Rowan and Helen Beercry. I'd like to thank Justin Boschhammer from JK Cattle Co. in Condamine for sashing those winners, and I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on this class of bulls.
Yeah, look, this is a really tough class to judge and somewhat extremely difficult to what I thought I would be judging in the first class of Angus, and it's certainly taken some sorting out and some, I guess, some leniency in some departments when it comes to structure and when it comes to muscling and then the makeup of these particular bulls. The bull that I've gone with on top here today, he is the easiest bull for me to work with as a class winner. He's the most sound bull in this class. He's not the most muscled bull in the class, but he's got very, very good makeup, and there's a lot of meat in it, believe it or not. That calf is 512 kilos, and he's only 10 months of age. There's a lot of weight in these calves for a British breed at this age. I don't think we've got a bull in this class under 450 kilos, under 12 months old. But what we are giving away in is a little bit of structural correctness, and that's what I've had to deal with from moving on. Is what am I okay with? What can I work with? And what am I okay putting over my own cows? The bull I've got in second place here, tremendous length of body and adequate on his feet and legs. He's a little bit turned out in those front for mine. You can see that through the shoulder makeup of this calf, but tremendous length of body and tremendous natural muscling in this guy. So we've gone with him on and then we go to a bull that we got in third place, where I love the front end of this calf, but he gives away a little bit in those back wheels. So, but tremendous length of body, tremendous softness, tremendous muscling in this calf. But as I said, as we start to get really, really heavy in these young age, we start to see some faults. You can see he's probably not as even in that testicular development, and he's a little bit pinched in the tail set. But in saying that, he's an easy calf to work with that front end, and I can certainly see where the breeder's going with him. Now, the guy that we've got down here in fourth place, tremendous muscling in this calf, and you can certainly see, once we get into this type of muscling, you can start to see that we're not as free in those back wheels, and we're starting to sort of fray out in the front, and that sort of exposes that shoulder. And but we've got to admire the early maturing pattern in this calf and the muscle pattern that he's got there. But in saying that, we've just got to tidy up those feet and legs, and we've given him that little bit of leniency. As a calf that you got to admire for that natural thickness, power, and performance. Tremendous head on that calf as well. So that's my first class, and a very interesting class to start with bulls.
Lovely. Thank you, Marty. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Angus ring is now class 13, bull aged 12 months and under 16 months. 2 entries in this class, catalogue numbers 398 and 399. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 13, bull age 12 months and under 16 months. First place to catalogue number 398, Smithston Whiskey Galore, exhibited by the Smithston Farms Proprietary Limited. In second place, catalogue number 399, Smithston Wildcard, exhibited by Smithston Farms. I'd like to thank Mr. Andrew Raff from Raff Angus at King Island for presenting those award winners, and invite our judge to pass his comment on this class of bulls.
I was sort of saying to myself as these two came in, I bet these two are from the same stable, and you can see that very, very clearly. If you lead off, thanks. I've gone with the bull that leads the class here today. For mine, just a little bit better and fuller through the shoulder and then back in behind the shoulder as well. But he's a little softer in his muscle makeup as well, but good on those feet and legs, and that's what's a really credit to these two bulls. They're really clean through those wheels, and I really love that. He's a little bit better through that back end as opposed to the guy that I've got in second place here. This guy gives a little bit away in his pins and that strength through that top line. And you can see that as he comes to his hip, he just drops away in that pin just a little bit. But two very sound bulls, and really admire that the soundness of these two bulls. So congratulations.
Thank you, Marty. And if you are chasing some weight sheets, we've got some coming. Into the ring now is our final class of junior bulls, class 14, bull age 16 months and under 20 months. Two entries in this class, catalogue numbers 401 and 402, and in your catalogues 400 and 403 have been withdrawn. Ladies and gentlemen, these bulls in the ring, catalogue number 401, weighs in at 688 kilograms, has a P8 and rib fat of 19 and 13, and an EMA of 107 square centimetres. And catalogue number 402 weighs 914 kilograms, has a P8 and rib fat of 26 and 16, and an EMA of 132 square centimetres. I have some weight sheets up here at the table. If you are chasing one, please feel free to come and grab one. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in class 14, bull age 16 months and under 20 months. First place to catalogue number 402, K5X Viceroy, exhibited by SB Haywood and KL Smith. And in second place, catalogue number 401, Kurrajong Voldemort, exhibited by Ian and Jackie Tout. Presenting our ribbons is Ms. Simone Bond she's an Angus Australia board member for South Australia, and I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on this class.
Thanks, Candice. And it's unusual, hey, that we start off with really big numbers at the beginning of the classes, and then we're starting to taper off now. So the decisions are being able to be made a lot quicker. Look, I've gone with the more powerful, robust bull that's up in here in first place today. There's still things I can pull the bull apart with, but you know what? We're not here to pull them apart. We're here to tell you what's good about him. And love the length of body in this calf and that backhand. He's great through that testicular region. But get in front of this bull and have a look at the performance data on that calf, and that's what we're all about here. There's plenty of power and performance in that calf, and I love the muzzle and head on that guy. Neck extension's phenomenal and good and clean through that backhand, and I really love that calf. He's tremendously soft and well put together. He's not as free through that front, but I'm not as free through that front after walking on all this concrete all week either. But I think he's sound enough, but he's just a little bit stiff through that front. In saying that, the bull that I've got in second place, a little bit more athletic than the bull that I've got in first, but he certainly gives away a lot more as far as performance is concerned. And we're in the beef game, and I think that the bull that outshone him today is just clearly just got so much more performance than the bull in second place, and that's where they stand here this morning.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring now, we're judging the 2026 Junior Champion and Reserve Junior Champion Angus Bulls. And we have catalogue numbers 390, 398 and 402 currently parading, and 394, 399 and 401 ready in case required for reserve. And because I missed them before, catalogue number 390 weighs 518 kilograms, pH and rib fat of 7 and 5, and an EMA of 90 square centimetres. Catalogue number 398 weighs 634 kilograms, pH and rib fat of 12 and 8, and an EMA of 104 square centimetres. And catalogue number 402 weighs 914 kilograms, pH and rib fat of 26 and 16, and an EMA of 132 square centimetres. If we could have catalogue number 394 into the ring for the judging of reserve. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 Junior Champion Angus Bull goes to catalogue number 390, Bundagara Dream Wildcard, exhibited by Bundagara Angus. And our Reserve Junior Champion Bull, catalogue number 398, Smithston Whiskey Galore, exhibited by Smithston Farms. I'd like to thank Jackie Tout from Currajong Angus at Gatton for sashing the Junior Champion and Reserve Junior Champion bulls, and invite our judge to pass his comment on these bulls.
I remember you, Pam. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very tough decision, but one that I'm extremely pleased to award this morning. I think this young calf at 10 months of age, 518 kilos, and the data that calf's got behind him. But not only that, he's just so free on those feet and legs, and he's just so mobile at this stage. Yeah, he's not full behind the shoulder yet, but he is only a baby, and there's tremendous growth in behind this calf. A wonderful head and muzzle on him, and you know, just an outstanding calf. Is that neck extension and the natural. I think he's just got that natural style as opposed to the calf that I've given reserve to. Again, a little bit shorter through that front end, a little bit shorter through the neck extension, but the natural thickness in this guy and the feet and legs which are under him, I think he's going to grow into a wonderful sire as well. Again, we got two good bulls down the back there. I just wish this bull, the older bull, I just wish he was a little freer through that front end. But, you know, that tremendous softness in that calf, you know, and he's got a wonderful head. But on the day, he just wasn't free enough through that front end to place him any higher today. And the guy that came in for the reserve there, look, he just didn't have the same heart girth and balance that these two bulls above him had. Congratulations to the junior champions.
I got them mixed up.
No, that's fine. I never get to do those ones.
Oh, you give them
First
a paint?
How's this?
Oh, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're following our catalogues, we've had a withdrawal in Class 15, so we move to Class 16, cow or heifer aged 24 months and under 30 months. A single entry again in this class, catalogue number 406, as catalogue number 405 has been withdrawn. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 16, cow or heifer aged 24 months and under 30 months. First place to catalogue number 406, Raf Doris, exhibited by Goldenfels Angus. Presenting our winner in this class, Mr. Greg Webster, which I'm sure is a well-known name with everyone here. And I'd like to thank him for presenting this winner. Marty will withhold his comments on this class until the championship. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 17, cow aged 30 months and under 36 months. First place to catalogue number 408, K5X Will Cooler U178, exhibited by S.B. Hayward and K.L. Smith. In second place, catalogue number 407, Mirabella Ultimate Queen, exhibited by Rowan and Helen Beercry. Presenting our winners in this class is Anna Raff from Raff Angus at King Island, and I'd like to invite our judge to pass comment on this class of senior cows.
Thanks, Courtney. And this really is my favourite part of the day, is judging these matrons, and you know, it is the foundation of our seed stock herds. The females that are of superior quality and that are going to be here for a very long time. Not only is it superior quality, is the ability to breed on and also make their stamp and embed that in your herd. And you can see this female that I had no hesitation in putting this female up here today. You look at the udder and the longevity that you see through that breeding area of this female. She's good on those feet and legs. Tremendous capacity in this female. Tremendous length of body and that wonderful neck extension going right through to a beautiful muzzle. She's one of those females that you'll look at and you go from head to toe, she is just tremendous, and I really do admire this female. And this is the sort of females that we strive to breed for in our programs, ones that'll be there for a very long time. And I think she's an absolute credit to the exhibitor. She's an outstanding female. The female I've got in second place, she's doing a wonderful job on twins there, and you know, and it's also our desire to breed calves that are going to outperform the cow. And when you got two bull potties like this behind a cow that's doing a great job on them, they're also the type of females that we want in our herd, females that are going to breed beyond them. But she's got tremendous neck extension and lovely length of body, good fore attachment on that udder, and I think she's another female that's got to be commended for her productivity and the way that she's performing as a young female. It's a shame that she's come up against such a beautiful female there in that first place getter, but congratulations to both of those exhibits.
Thank you, Marty. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Angus ring now, our final class of senior cow or heifer, class 18, cow aged 36 months and under 60 months. 4 entries in this class, catalogue numbers 409 through to 512. Ladies and gentlemen, resulting Class 18, cow aged 36 months and under 60 months. First place to catalogue number 411, K5X Will Cooler T80, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. In second place, catalogue number 412, Bowenfels Kelsey's Delight, exhibited by Bowenfels Angus. And in third place, catalogue number 410, PC Miss Alcatraz, exhibited by Goldenfels Angus. Presenting the winners in this class, Mr. Stephen Lean from KBV Simmental's. And I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on this class of senior cows.
Thank you, and what a wonderful class of cows. I had no hesitation in putting this cow up in first place here today. If you have a look at the capacity in this female, the wonderful job she's doing on that quality offspring, and her neck extension, lovely laid-in shoulder, tremendous length of body in this female, and the overall capacity just outshines any other female in this class. But not only that, she's a female that I think is again, youth is on her side, and you can see that, she doesn't look like a 40-month-old female. She looks like a first calver, and she's clean enough through that udder, and you can see that there's nothing. The quality of milk in this female must be phenomenal to have a calf like that at foot, and she's doing a tremendous job, there's no doubt. When we move down the line into the female that we got in second place, doesn't have the same pelvis set up as the female that we've got in first place, but in saying that, she's a female with tremendous depth of body and lovely rib shape, tremendous udder underneath this female, and when you compare the units, she's just not the same quality or capacity of the female that stands above her as with the female that we've got in third place. Again, we've struggled to keep up with that same pelvis setup as the females above her, but you got to admire the lovely udder that sits under this female, and she's sound enough on those feet and legs, but again, she doesn't have the same structural correctness as the females above her. I want to make special note of the female that I've left down the back here this morning. Any other day, this female could be higher in this class, and we can't be judgmental nowadays and say that she hasn't been productive. We done IVF program only 2 weeks ago, and we're flushing females that are 10 months of age through the IVF technology, and we just don't know what this female has already done or whether she's got progeny on the ground or not. But she's a tremendous capacity female, just stepping a little bit shorter than the females above her today, but again, a very, very good female, lovely rib shape in her and a tremendous neck extension.
Thank you, Marty. In the Angus ring, we now move to the judging of the 2026 Senior Champion Angus Cow or Heifer and Reserve Senior Champion. If I could have catalogue numbers 406, 408 and 411 to please parade, and catalogue numbers 407 and 412, ready in case required for reserve. we could have catalogue number 407 into the ring for judging of reserve. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior champion Angus cow heifer for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show goes to catalogue number 408 K5X Will Cooler U178, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. And our reserve senior champion cow heifer, catalogue number 411 K5X Will Cooler T80, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. Sashing our senior champion and reserve senior champion cow heifer is Kiralee Johnson-Isepi from GK Livestock in Dalby. And I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on his senior champion cows.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for a wonderful class of cows and calves. As I move into commenting on these females, I just want to make special note of the female that I've left down the back there. You know, she is a tremendously feminine female, and there's a lot of longevity in there. You know, she's just outshone on the day with the sheer capacity of the two females above her. And we look at a young cow, and she's just, you know, put one more calf behind her and let her just milk out properly and just mature just that little bit more, and she'll be in the same league. She is so balanced. There's a lot of longevity in that udder. But when you get behind that, there is a lot of capacity given away when we look at the two top females here today. I've gone with the younger female. When I started her head, she's just got that head that says, look at me, and she's wonderful through that front end, and she's good through that pelvis. She's adequate through the udder, and I think, you know, these are the type of females that we try to breed every day. And, you know, if we had a herd full of these, and, you know, you'd be on the right track. The flexibility in these two females puts you in a very, very good position to make changes when industry demands. And that's what it's all about, is to build your herd full of females that gives you that flexibility to make changes when that industry says we want them with a bit more frame, or we want them a little bit more stout. These are the type of females that we need to do that, or to be able to make those decisions as we move forward as industry demands. The female I have up on top today, I think, you know, she is an outstanding female. Wonderful job on that calf again, and as with the female that stands below her, another tremendous cow. When you get behind this female, the volume and capacity in her is outstanding. She gives a little way in udder makeup as opposed to the female above her, but you get in front of this female, she's a real beef producing female, and you can see that with the progeny that walks behind her. You know, these are two outstanding females, and there's no doubt they were going to be at the top of the list here today when they came into the ring. So congratulations to those exhibitors, and I really appreciate such quality females.
Thanks, Marty. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Angus ring, the judging now of our grand champion, cow heifer for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show. If we could have catalogue numbers 350 and 408 to please parade.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a real pleasure to have judged the females here this morning, and it's a real credit to the Angus breed. The calibre of these females is no doubt outstanding, and that's what we expect at this sort of level at a royal show. And the two females that stand before here today, you know, you can see that potty, and you know she is a lovely, sweet potty, and as with the cow, just two outstanding females, and certainly going to be well looked at matrons of our breed, or as the Angus breed moves forward. You know, it is a great pleasure to judge quality cattle, and it makes your job extremely difficult at times, but you can always be happy with the decision that you make at the end. And our goal as seed stock producers is to have our females for a long time, because they're such a huge investment for us, and certainly are the foundations of our businesses. And I have no doubt that this baby heifer is going to go on and do great things within the breed, and I really do love her. But on the day, I think that the cow and calf is going to be our representative for the inner breed here, for the Angus breed. I think she's an outstanding unit, and the calf that stands behind her, you know, he's going to make his mark in this sector, and you know he's just so sound, just as she is on those feet and legs, and tremendous neck extension on this female. And I love the big broad muzzle, and you know that's the power at the front, and it continues right through her back end, and she's just so sound on those feet and legs, and you know, there's a really good udder under this female, and you know, she's again doing such a wonderful job on that calf. But you know, please put your hands together for that heifer out the back. She is going to do great things, and I really do love that heifer. And you know, but today our big ribbon goes to the cow and calf, and congratulations to both of those exhibitors. Tremendous exhibits.
Ladies and gentlemen, our grand champion cow heifer for the Angus breed for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show goes to catalogue number 408, K5X Wilcoola U178, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. Our grand champion receives the association sash and a medallion and sash sponsored by Angus Australia, the Elders Shield of Excellence sponsored by Elders Limited. Presenting our grand champion with the association sash and an Angus Australia sash is Mr. Scott Wright, the CEO of Angus Australia, and presenting our Elders Shield of Excellence is Jenny O'Sullivan from Elders Studstock. And ladies and gentlemen, we now start our senior bull classes in the Angus ring for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show. We have our first class, Class 19, bull aged 20 months and under 22 months. 2 entries in this class, catalogue numbers 413 and 414, now parading. Catalogue number 413 weighs in at 998 kilograms, has a P8 and rib fat of 24 and 15 and an EMA of 142 square centimetres. And catalogue number 414 weighs 954 kilograms, P8 and rib fat of 15 and 9 and an EMA of 137 square centimetres. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 19, bull aged 20 months and under 22 months. First place to catalogue number 413, DSK PR Vice Captain V129, exhibited by Alexander, HD Alexander and CR Knox. And in second place, catalogue number 414, K5X Horsepower V85, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. And I'd like to thank the Honourable Mr Tony Perrott, MP, Minister for Primary Industries, for presenting the winners in this class, and invite our judge to pass his comment on this class of bulls.
Yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and a big thank you to Mr. Perrott for coming along here this morning and supporting the industry. And we really do appreciate that from producers' point of view, that we do have ministers involved in exactly what we do in our day-to-day business, and it really is a wonderful honour to have him here with the Angus judging here this morning. Look, the bull starting the senior bulls here, there's no doubt that this bull is the type of profile that we try to breed in our bulls, and he's good and clean on those feet and legs, but there's wonderful hoof structure in this bull, plenty of length of body and capacity, and then the meat that carries right down through that hindquarter into his hock. tremendous set of testicles under this guy, and he's just so mobile for such a big bull. He doesn't let go through that hindquarter as he starts to stride out. He maintains that strength through that hindquarter, and a tremendous exhibit here to start the bull judging. We go into the bull that's a little bit different makeup. We've got a little bit more performance in this guy at the back here. There's a little bit more muscle laid down through that shoulder in the front end, and certainly down through the back end. He doesn't have the same length of body as the bull above him, and he certainly doesn't have that same front setup. But again, a tremendous bull, and a bull you got to admire for that natural thickness and softness. Outshone on the day by such an outstanding calf with such sire presence here this morning. But that is a very good start to our senior bulls classes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Class 20, bull aged 22 months and under 24 months. Single entry in this class, catalogue number 415, as 416 through 418 have been withdrawn. Catalogue number 415 weighs 838 kilograms, P8 and rib fat of 16 and 8, and an EMA of 121 square centimetres. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 20, bull age 22 months and under 24 months. First place, catalogue number 415, Currajong Viking V4, exhibited by Ian and Jackie Tout. Now, I've got a couple of presenters for this award. Out you go. So sashing our winner in this class, we've got Ms. Alicia Nixon. She's our current showgirl for Queensland. And we've also got here Locke McKinnon. He's an Angus breeder from Tasmania and Uruguay. So thank you very much for sashing there. And our judge is going to withhold his comments until the championship class. Ladies and gentlemen, Class 21, bull aged 24 months and under 30 months. Again, a single entry in this class, catalogue number 419 is now presenting. He weighs in at 1,056 kilograms, has a P8 and rib fat of 12 and 9, and an EMA of 140 square centimetres. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 21, bull age 24 months and under 30 months. First place to catalogue number 419, K5X Reliable V18, exhibited by SB Hayward and KL Smith. Presenting our winner in this class, Mr. Dave Wards from Tintinara in South Australia. A judge will withhold his comments until the next class. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring now is our final senior bull class, Class 22, bull aged 30 months and under 42 months. Two entries in this class, catalogue numbers 420 and 421. Catalogue number 420 weighs in at 1,126 kilograms. It's a P8 and rib fat of 24 and 17 and an EMA of 143 square centimetres. And catalogue number 421 weighs in at 1,410 kilograms, has a P8 and rib fat of 28 and 16 and an EMA of 155 square centimetres. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 22, bull aged 30 months and under 42 months. First place to catalogue number 420, RAF Top Gun V49, exhibited by Goldenfels Angus. In second place, catalogue number 421, The Station Cracking U122, exhibited by AJ and M Scrivener. Sashing our winners in this class is Miss Georgina Raff from Raff Angus at King Island. I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on these senior bulls.
Ladies and gentlemen, two very different types of bulls in this class, and I've gone with a bull that is a little bit more useful in our day-to-day business as we start to contemplate what type of bulls we use and the shape of the bulls that we're using. The bull that I've gone with up on top here is far cleaner through that front end and much better on the through the reproductive area as opposed to the bull in second place. Look, there's no doubt 1,400 kilos is tremendous, but that was yesteryear as far as I'm concerned as a breeder. There's no way in the world that I would use a 1,400 kilo bull in my operation as a European breeder, and that's we need to be mindful that we still maintain commercial relevance, and that's really, really important. And while 1,400 kilos sounds impressive to a lot of people, that certainly limits his ability to be utilised in multiple herds as opposed to a single herd operation, and that was a real concern of mine. And in saying that, tremendous length of body, but he's far too sharp through that front end to carry as well.
If I can find him.
He won't have gone far. No, he's just there on the phone. So senior bull.
Yeah, I think we worked out that was mine.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that.
I've got it sorted.
Hello.
Can you do, this is, what did we say?
Senior bull.
Can you do the senior bull for this one? Yeah. There's the
And if we'll have catalogue number 414 into the ring for judging a reserve senior champion. ladies and gentlemen. The senior champion Angus Bull for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show goes to catalogue number 413, DSK PR Vice Captain V129, exhibited by HD Alexander and CR Knox. And our reserve senior champion Angus Bull, catalogue number 420, RAF Top Gun V49, exhibited by Goldenfells Angus. Sashing our senior and reserve senior champion Bull, Mr. Scott Wright, the CEO of Angus Australia. And I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on his senior bull classes.
Thanks for that. And as we move into the big end of the show and the bigger ribbons, and we come up here with a senior champion bull, which I'm extremely happy with. There's no doubt he's the type of balance I look for, the neck extension, the performance that I look for, but it's put together as a wonderful package. He's just so good on those feet and legs, and he's just got superior hoof structure. There's no doubt about it. So it's this type of bull that we try to strive to breed for. He's strong through that head, strong through that muzzle, and just so much to offer the Angus breed. I think that sheer performance in that guy and his muscle makeup puts him just a little bit of a class ahead of the bull that we've got in reserve. I didn't, spend much time on this guy before, but, you see the sire appeal in this guy, and he's tremendous through that head, and I love that head on that guy. He just doesn't have that same performance of the guy that we've given the purple ribbon to. He hasn't got that same back end and the muscle makeup that bull's got. But in saying that, he's quite flexible in his ability to be used across multiple herds, and that's what's got him in the reserve champion here today. If we look down that back line, there's some bulls that I didn't comment on before, particularly the middle bull. You can see that he just gives away a little bit of performance against his peers that are in this class, and then that's, but we got to acknowledge the effort that they put in to bring that calf out here. He's quite mobile and structurally sound, and quite a handy calf, and there's no doubt there's a place for him. The bull that's down the back here, while he's lovely through that front end and that heart girth, he just gives away a little bit back through that hind quarter, and if I'd just like to drop him down a little bit in that flank and then increase that muscle capacity through that back end, he's again a very, very lovely bull. As with the bull up at the front here that we didn't place here either, just probably not the same mobility as the bulls that we've placed in the championships, but again, lovely muscle pattern in these calves, and a real credit to everyone that's got an animal out here for the championship. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Barney. Ladies and gentlemen, takes us to the judging of the Eaton Webster Sarah Memorial Trophy Grand Champion Angus Bull for 2026 Royal Queensland Show. If I could have catalogue numbers 390 and 413 to please parade.
Now we're at the pointy end of the stick, and there's no doubt we've got two very good exhibits here this afternoon. Look, we've got a potty there that has got a big future and a great outlook. There's no doubt about it. He's got plenty of length of body, and he's tremendous bone, lovely neck extension on this calf, and I really do love that. He goes right back into a lovely back end, and he's very, very sound on those back legs. He's come up against an extremely well-balanced bull that's got plenty of sire appeal and plenty of length of body, and certainly the type of bull that we try to breed at home. And today my grand champion bull is going to be the senior bull. He's a bull that I think will represent the Angus breed in the inbreed particularly well. He's just so good on those feet and legs, and his hoof structure in this bull is impeccable. I think there's a lot to admire about this calf, and you know, the length of body and just the industry relevance of this calf is just outstanding and second to none. A tremendous exhibit. And congratulations to both of those, and I wish both the bull and the cow all the best in the interbreed tomorrow. And I think I've got some two really good exhibits that are going to do the breed particularly well in that section. So we're going to move on to the groups in a minute, I think. Or we got a supreme. No. And I'm sorry. You know what? I just heard that we don't have a supreme exhibit, because that would have been a really tough job for me to pull the cow versus the bull. I think we've got two outstanding exhibits, and for those that are heading back to the shed already, thank you for taking the effort this morning, and certainly thanks for putting your cattle before me for me to adjudicate. But we'll move on to our group classes now. Congratulations to those exhibitors and the individual classes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Eaton Webster Sauer Memorial Trophy Grand Champion Angus Bull for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show goes to catalogue number 413, DSK PR Vice Captain V129, exhibited by HD Alexander and CR Knox. Our Grand Champion Bull receives the Association Sash and the Medallion and a Sash, sponsored by Angus Australia. The Elders Shield of Excellence, sponsored by Elders Limited. And the Trophy, sponsored by Mr. Ross Webster and Mr. Greg Webster. Sashing our winner of the Grand Champion, Mr. Scott Wright, the CEO of Angus Australia. Presenting the Eaton Webster Sauer Memorial Trophy, Mr. Greg Webster. And presenting our Elders Shield of Excellence, Ms. Jenny O'Sullivan from Elders Stud Stock. Ladies and gentlemen, we move to the judging of our group classes now in the Angus breed. Class 23, pair of bulls. This is bred and owned by the exhibitor, and exhibits must be entered in the general classes. 2 entries in this class, catalogue numbers 422 and 423 to parade. Ladies and gentlemen, result in Class 23, a pair of bulls. First place, catalogue number 422, exhibited by S.B. Hayward and K.L. Smith. In second place, catalogue number 423, exhibited by Smithston Farms. Starting our breeders group here is Jackie Tout from Currajong Angus at Gatton. I'd like to invite our judge to pass his comment on these pairs of bulls.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first of the group classes, and I've gone with the larger group here. The softness and the muscle type in this particular group is what's got them up in that in the first place here this afternoon. You know, their evenness in type, the style. They're almost peas in a pod. The guy at the back doesn't have the same hair type as the guy in front, but in saying that, they do have the similar makeup as far as bone's concerned, and certainly the type of bulls they are. The bulls that are in second place giving a little bit away as far as performance is concerned. When you see a group like that above them, you can see why I've made the decision that I've made here today. But a bull that's very sound, a group that's very sound on their feet and legs, just giving away a little bit in performance.
Thank you, Marty. Our next group is Class 24. This is a breeders group. 3 animals, both sexes to be represented, bred and owned by the exhibitor, and all animals must be entered in the general classes. And we have 6 entries in this class, catalogue numbers 424 through to 429 to please parade. Ladies and gentlemen, a result in Class 24, Breeders Group. First place, catalogue number 425, exhibited by S.B. Hayward and K.L. Smith. In second place, catalogue number 426, exhibited by A.J. and M. Scrivener. And in third place, catalogue number 427, exhibited by Rowan and Helen Bearcry. And I'd like to ask our judge to pass his comments on this class.
Yeah, I really love judging breeders groups and exhibitors groups, and look, I really do love the performance in these two cows that hold this group together at the top, and they're two superior individuals. And you know, if we've got females like this, it makes the joining so much easier. Where the females are strong enough to carry those bulls and the types of bulls that we use within our herd. The bull at the back of that group is probably a little bit different style than the two females, but you can see if you know where the breeder's going there, and you know I think the females offer so much more flexibility and give us so much more option in our ability to make decisions. So over the group that I've got in second place, a very powerful group. There's no doubt about that, and you got to admire the soundness of the bull, of the, you know, his feet and legs for a bull that's so big and robust, and you know, and you get two beautiful females behind him that carry the same traits. They're females that'll breed bulls every day of the week. Just if we can scale them back a little bit on the front of that bull, then that's what lets that team down. And you know what? And please don't get me wrong. I think he's a tremendous exhibit, but you know, this is what we did, you know, a little while. We just need the flexibility to be able to cover our customers, and I think you've got that in your females. I think your females are stunning, and as with the group in third place, the group in third place, well, what an even group of cattle, and they are individually very, very good exhibits, and certainly there's a lot of flexibility within this group, but you know, the females do outshine that bull just a little bit, and that's what's let that group into third. But a very, very good group of cattle, and congratulations on that breeders group.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the Angus ring, we've got our final class, Class 25, which is the Progeny Stakes Group. 3 animals owned by the exhibitor with both sexes to be represented, and all the progeny of one sire or dam. And all animals must be entered in the general classes, and we have 2 entries in this class. Catalogue numbers 430 and 431.
Well, as these cattle come into the final lineup here, I want to thank all the exhibitors for their time today and for making the Angus show such a successful morning. Yeah, it's been a real great pleasure adjudicating here this morning, and you know, sometimes my comments are not taken so well, but please don't take them to heart. It's merely my opinion on the day and how these cattle would fit into a program which we focused on and working so hard on. And you know, it is a real credit to the Angus breed. The flexibility that you have within your breed is tremendous. And certainly the ability, the market share that you guys have got, and you know, we see the Angus breed not just as a breed but as also a brand, and we see that every day of the week when we go to the shopping centre. Some people say, "Oh, Marty, do you breed Angus?" I say, No, I breed Simmental. But they go, "Oh, but we thought Angus means quality." And you know, it's a real credit to the Angus breed that that not only is this a breed, but it's a recognised brand, and that's a real credit to the breed and the breeders and the markets which you've been able to penetrate. And I think that it's been a wonderful morning here this morning, and I've really enjoyed my time here judging the Angus breed. And I again thank the Angus Society for inviting me along to judge here today, and certainly thank the breeders for bringing such quality cattle. But in closing, we're going into a progeny group here, and you can most certainly see the type of cattle that this breeder has gone with, and you can certainly see that the sire or the dam has certainly placed their stamp on these cattle. There's no doubt about. They're 3 very good exhibits, and would be a great foundation for any herd. And congratulations again to all of the Angus exhibitors, and certainly to my stewards that helped me here today. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Class 25, the Progeny Stakes Group, first place there to catalogue number 431, exhibited by Smithston Farms. Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude the judging of the Angus breed for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show, celebrating 150 years. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Mr. Marty Rollins for his judging this morning and his commentary. I think everyone can agree he did a wonderful job to get through all those cattle. I'd like to say a big thank you to Angus Australia for their help, and also a big thank you to Jackie Tout for her help when organising some ribbon presenters for us. She did great help. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to thank my stewards, Jim out the back and Joe